To end this presentation, this hardcore. I don't know if my dog gonna start barking because I am outside now. It's a beautiful day. See? But I just want to say what I really feel really good about is that it was it was the wee hours of the morning of May the 11th when my son Hardcore was having a conversation with the Donis. And she told me something that really made my heart happy. She said during that conversation at that wee hours in the morning, she said, Hardcore, do you believe in God? And he said, yeah, I believe in God. And she said, well, do you think if you die tonight, you'll go to heaven? And he said, I don't know. I hope so. And I know my Bible always say we got to hope for the things to come. I thank God to know that he believed and he hoped. Like, if you know something about the Bible somewhere in there, you know how Peter denied. Jesus told him you was going to deny me. But he said, oh, no, 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 I'm not going to deny you. But when the time came, Peter, they asked him if he knew Jesus. He said, no, I wasn't with him. I don't know him. He denied Jesus when that moment came. But I'm so grateful, and I always will feel in God's own 2001 way. That was the moment that Harry to either accepting or rejecting. And he said, yes, I believe. So you think you're going to go to heaven if you die tonight? He said, I don't know. I hope so. And also a lot of, if you even, you can hear different things. You go to church, it's like it will be time where the first ones may end up being last and the last ones end up being first. I know I spoke at my son Harry's homegoing, and God kept my mind on above. Actually, I spoke at all three of my sons' homegoing. God gave me that strength. He put my mind on above. See, because I know I had went as far as I could go with my sons. I don't have no regrets. When they needed me, I was right there, Through all the darkness and everything, God lifted that, and we had a lot of light in our life. And I was so glad to be the mother to them, what I should have been from the start. But hey, I just thank God that when my sons died, I was very well kept. I was nice and sober. I was good. And I know the first time I seen my son's deceased body, about 2 hours after he left home, I had got a chance to go in that trauma room. Right there, I started calling on God right there. Because I was like in a twilight zone. Here I was, just seeing him leave. And all I know, his birthday was the following month. But I knew he was going to make it there now, that. But besides his birthday, I had a feeling that I never had before. And I had a feeling of disbelief and reality right in front of my face. I was so hurt, I couldn't even cry. People was falling all over the floor, in the emergency room, out in the parking lot. And I couldn't cry. Have you ever been so hurt that you couldn't cry? Well, that's where I was. It sent me there. But I also made a movie, called Unexpected Events. It was a movie from my book. And we had a movie project. And in 2018 or 19, entered it into the Black Film Festival. And I had some of Harry's songs in there. And also a producer from Las Vegas had one or two of his songs in there. Well, we won the best soundtrack, and out of all the different states that was there, we was from Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh, what my movie on that big screen, what I sit there and watch my life before my eyes, well, it was one of the best 5 features. And a lot of people was congratulating me like I won. I was like, no, the man from Milwaukee won. He said, no, let me tell you something, honey. Said, for you to lose 3 sons and you write a book and then You went through all of that to make a movie? Said God pouring strength into you. And I knew that. I believe God began to pour strength in me right there at Harry's bedside when I had to look at his lifeless body on May 11th, 2001. That's where the strength came. Because I knew who to call because it was too big for me. So all since then, I went through two more, and I know who to call on. Because it come things in our life, you have to reach out to God. God will, you might think, oh, I could do this, I could do that. No, without God, it ain't going to last long. That's all I got to say. I ain't trying to preach to nobody or nothing. I ain't trying to preach to nobody. I'm telling you about my story. That's how I survived. My son left here 25 years ago. And like I said, it feel like yesterday. Each one of my sons been exempt from my life for years. But every time the birthday or the death days come, it's a certain thing. Like your body even know it's coming. So I'm just grateful. People say, oh, they were so young. See, God gave me a way to flip the script. What I started thinking was this. I thank God I had Harry for 18 long years. I had Dawn for 19 long years. I had James for 17 long years. Because see, I don't regret not 1 minute with them. The good, the bad, the ugly, whatever came down, I love my sons. And I treasure every moment I had with them. And it's a hurting thing. It's a terrible thing to lose your child because we as parents always think that our children are going to bury us. But for myself and so many others, it didn't end that way. So they always hear people saying heavenly birthdays. Well, I pray that my son Harry is having a heavenly birthday today. He got Uncle Don, he got Uncle Johnny, he got Uncle Junior, he got my mom, my dad, he got little Danny, he got everybody up there. Half of my family is up there, yo. And I'm still here, and everybody that's still here, it's a purpose. And I believe that God take us through things just so we can help that next person who's coming after. Because it's always something after, Ain't nothing new under the sun. I just want to say, enjoy your birthdays while you got them. Because tomorrow is not promised to us. The next minute is not promised to us. So I could say, treat it like pearls. Keep your life as safe as you can. Follow your first mind. If you don't get nothing else out of this last clipping, I just want to say follow your first mind. Because if my son Harry would have followed his first mind, he wouldn't be going today. And Harry had 3 events, like I said, unexpected. He came home from, he was in placement, and he went up Burns Hike, and he got shot in the leg. He had to get life flighted. When I went in that room, I was looking for Harry's, our eyes met. Looked like I gave him strength whenever I came. But then on May the 11th, when I went in that room, my baby eyes was closed and he was gone. No more birthdays, no more conversations, no more rides together. And our last ride on May the 11th, it was about maybe about 8 o'clock that evening. We rode past Ferndale, and the grill was slowed out. Everything, was gathering up. I said, Harry, what? He said, Mom, slow down. I went, look. Well, he looked, and I said, you want to go over there? He said, no, take me down on 2nd. So I did. And as we cruised down 4th Street, 3rd Street, onto 2nd, Ja Rule song was playing. I Cry. And that was deep. And it always will be deep. Because he sung the lyrics and I was singing the chorus, So I love all of my sons. If you lost a child or a loved one, don't let them kill the love. Keep the love and the memory alive. I know my sons would do it for me and anybody else that was in my life. If I was going first, I believe they would. So God bless you all and stay